start.
Okay, so I think we should be live now. Let's give it a second.
We are live,
This
actually.
always happens.
Because once it starts,
Okay. We are live. There's an ad on our live stream. Okay, perfect. So it's safe to say that we're live?
no.
No? Please comment and give us a thumbs up when you see us moving. It's frozen.
We're not Memorex, we're live.
And it's frozen.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Now we're live.
Okay,
Perfect. Got to get the bugs out of.
So excited. Well, thank you guys for joining us here one more time at our live stream here at Digital Goja. We're super excited because today our experts, Izzy and Adam, are going to be talking about the hottest and newest products from Canon and Sigma. But we actually have some of that stuff here in the house, and I know Izzy and Adam have a lot of feedback and they're ready to answer your questions. But before we get to that, I did want to announce the winner from our last live stream. And if you don't know why he's getting this, make sure to go back and watch that because we are going to be doing these giveaways frequently. So his name is David, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong, David Vanderland. So you actually won, dun, 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 dun.
Drum roll.
Yes, please give me some drum roll. So I have your stuff ready. Please make sure to message Digital Goja, us, privately or through Facebook or even any of our social media platforms, and we'll make sure to get this to you. So I'll hand it over to you guys now.
Well, guess what? What do we have here, Adam? It finally showed up. We talked about it last week, and here they are, live
Sigma
and in
did
color.
send us the brand new lenses. These are probably the two most exciting things for me, and we have other exciting news from Canon as well.
Remember, all you insomniacs that stayed up at 12:01, they announced a new 6D Mark II and the SL2. Believe it or not, that was a rumor, and it does exist. There is an SL2 and a 6D Mark II. None of them are mirrorless. They're both DSLRs, but they've upped the ante. What'd they do?
Well, so the 6D Mark II, they improved the resolution. So now it's a 24 megapixel full frame sensor.
No, it's now 26.
26, that's right.
26
megapixel, my mistake. But it has the new DIGIC 7 processor. I think it's not going to have 4K video, and I think people already knew and weren't really expecting 4K. Some people were disappointed. It's going to shoot 1080 at 60 frames per second. It's going to have, again, dual pixel AF, which is
something that we wanted. We wanted that for a long time. That's become the standard in the Canon lineup now.
Right.
That's finally something that we can always count on and expect.
Right. And then the SL2 is going to be something that's going to fit in for someone that's getting started in photography that wants a more compact, that's really, it's going to probably be one of the smallest DSLR cameras. It's going to have dual pixel AF. It will have a flip out articulating screen. And that's also something, right?
So does the 6D Mark II. Remember, everybody wanted an articulating screen. They have it, 3-inch articulating with touchscreen. And of course, we know how good Canon does the touchscreen system. We can use it for focusing, for the menu. And they added that assistant in the SL2.
Right.
So if you're a novice.
Right. So the interface, the user interface is, real user friendly. But I see you playing with that.
I can't get my hands off of this 24 to 70. We've been waiting for this for so long. Such a rumor. Look, it's not a rumor.
People watching right now.
This is not a rumor. There it is. We're going to put this through the ringer. We're going to shoot some videos. We're going to do some stills with it. We're going to make sure that this is, and again, I trust Sigma. This will be the standard in their new global vision lineup that they've done for us before. With image stabilization, you have multi-coding, you have 3 FLD, 4 SLD elements, and the beautiful 2.8 continuous f-stop. Oh.
I'm looking forward to having the chance of going out and shooting, especially with the 14 millimeter. It feels really nice, and it's actually kind of heavy, but you know,
What do you expect? It's a 14-1.8.
The Art series lenses are constructed really well.
Well, they're that TFC stuff.
You know, I'd really like to see this up against, you know, although I don't have a 14-24 Nikon lens, but you know, I think this lens it will give it a run for the money, especially, you know, for the price. What is this selling for? Around like 50?
I think it's 14 something.
So
this is supposed to be $12.99.
Price, but it's definitely going to be more affordable than something like the 14-24.
Right.
And you know, to be honest, I would say it's going to be sharper than the Nikon 14-24.
You're looking for which price?
On the
14?
14.
The 14 1.8.
15.
So you're looking at like $1,600, right?
Yep.
Okay, so $1,600 for the 14.1.8, which is incredible. There's actually nothing that's out there like that. And so anybody that's you know, that's into astrophotography, this is going to be the lens to look for. And I know the original 60 was a good camera to use for astrophotography. So you know, 60 Mark II with the new imaging sensor, 14-1.8, that, you know, that camera combination, that's going to be that camera lens combination, that's going to be a pretty incredible kit for anybody that's doing astrophotography.
And of course, for events, you can't beat a 24-72.8. We've been waiting for this for a while. They needed to do an update. Not that the previous version was a slouch, but we knew that once they jumped on board with their global vision design, remember, this will work with that USB dock, so you can adjust. I mean, you work with that USB dock today with some of the other lenses, and it's really simple to work with.
Super easy. With the USB dock, you just plug it in. It actually detected whether or not the USB dock needed to be updated, the firmware. You don't have to go to a website. You don't have to download anything to your card, plug it in, hit a button before you turn the camera on, like certain cameras. You know, and then once you have that updated, you just, you know, attach the lens, and then
on like if it's on a body.
It will automatically detect whether or not the latest firmware is there. So, you know, Sigma has done such a wonderful job with the new Art lineup of lenses. You know, so, and you know, anything you need to do as far as adjusting the lens, customizing it to your camera, you know, prioritizing, you know, AF speed or anything like that, or
even tweaking your stabilization. Yeah. So
yeah, or you know, or your focus. It's really easy to do, and you don't have to send the lens out, which is a plus.
And we're going to have to put this through the ringer, even with the MC11 of a couple of our new Sonys. That's going to be fun.
So don't forget to ask your questions, because I'm over here looking at your comments and feedback, and I'll make sure to hand these to Izzy and Adam. I'll start from the top because I know someone asked, Canon still doesn't offer 4K in a $2,000 DSLR. What are your thoughts?
I honestly think it has to do with the fact that they don't want to get away from their C line. It seems like their idea is if you want to do 4K, they're going to push you into the C series cameras. I mean, they've been around for a while. They're fantastic, but that's just the way it is. I don't know if there's something coming down the pike. Who knows? Maybe when they jump on board with full frame mirrorless, maybe then they'll get into 4K into the DSLR, and maybe it'll be sub $2,000. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, and you know, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for Canon, but you know, they do. You know, they do try to separate their DSLRs from their cinema lineup, and they're, well, one, they're two completely different type of cameras. But you know, why? You know, is it bad that a $2,000 camera from Canon doesn't do 4K? You know, it just, you know, to me, it depends on, you know, your needs. You know, the HD footage from Canon, you know, has been great. Their color science is, you know, really nice. I know with Sony's, the Sony color science is good, you know, but you know, there are a lot of people that prefer the color science, you know, skin tone rendition straight out of the Canon, you know, and it's easy to, you know, correct with the Sony cameras. whether or not the 4K is a big deal, I mean, you have, I don't know. To me, it's not such a big deal, but you do question why cameras, don't record 4K. But we're not Canon, so I can't speak to why. But I wouldn't doubt that the 60 Mark II is not, the 60 Mark II is going to have phenomenal video. 1080 does 1080/60. Dual pixel AF helps out so much in the field right now. As far as a one-man shooter or a one-person shooter, the autofocus is, the dual pixel AF is really pretty accurate. And again, for someone that's not going to be outputting or have the computer or have like a lot of hard drive space to work or have the workflow to work in 4K, I think 1080 right now is still fine for me.
I mean, especially the files that we have to deal with when we're working in 4K, it all depends on where your end content is. So.
Okay, I have someone saying they actually came to the store and bought a Sigma 85mm art from you guys, from you guys.
Sure.
He bought it about 2 weeks ago, so he's wondering if perhaps the Sigma 24-70 art would be a better fit and better optical quality.
I don't know about that. It has to do with the perspective. Remember, you have an 85mm 1.4, so now you have much more bokeh when it comes to shooting at fully 1.4 aperture, and it's a different perspective. Remember, this is an all-around lens, so the 85mm is very important for portraiture, and it's a fix, it's a prime lens. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a great lens, but the zoom lenses are not to the point that they're going to do the same thing as a super fast prime lens. I mean, again, it all depends on the kind of imaging that you're doing. This will have to make you do a little bit more moving when it comes to trying to get the same perspective as an 85mm, and especially that incredible crisp 1.4 aperture.
Awesome. I want to give a shout out to our customer service team because we always get some feedback on that somehow. Just talking about Izzy and Adam, who are here at the showroom in Miami, and how great they are, or even our customer service department. So shout out to you guys.
We can't do this without our customer service division.
Yeah, they're great.
They're our backbone.
Best service. I guess, okay, we have another question here.
Sure.
Will this lens be in the store on Monday? This person wants to come and take a look.
It should be here because I am going to be able to use it, but it will not be available for purchase. This does not belong to us. This is a pre-production model. Yeah,
I'd say one of them, I'm going on taking a little vacation. So one of these lenses, I think I'm gonna.
You're gonna scarf?
I'm gonna scarf this. I want to get to test these lenses out.
Is that approved?
We're gonna have to flip a coin to see which one stays here.
Which one stays here? But it's possible. You're more than welcome to come in and take a look. But one of these lenses might be coming with me on Monday. But we will provide. I'll provide some sample photos.
Yeah, because we definitely want to show some footage.
I have a question. Which one would you choose? Or what's your criteria to choose?
Well, if you could, you'd take both of them. I know that. But
if I could, yeah, I'd take both. I might be going with the 14-1.8. It's just something I'm not. I don't typically shoot with a 14mm lens, so I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. So
yeah, that with your 1DX Mark II. Oh man, you'll be a happy camper.
I'll be set.
Someone says, have you tested out the Sigma 100 to 400 yet? Compare with the Canon 100 to 400.
Yeah,
I got to test it.
Yeah,
I went to the Everglades National Park. I think I shot with a 5D Mark IV, and it's, the lens is extremely sharp. One thing with the 100 to 400 from Canon versus the Sigma, I'd say, the autofocus speed and accuracy is probably a bit better on the Canon side. I'd give an edge to that, but the 100 to 400 Sigma is no slouch. It's a little bit smaller than the 100 to 400. I think
and lighter on the pocketbook too.
The one thing I would have liked Sigma to maybe do on that lens would have been to add a tripod collar.
Yep. You mentioned that when you brought it back.
Helpful. I think I was in the Everglades with just the camera, and I didn't even bring a monopod. So after a little while, it became a little bit heavy. I was kind of lying down on the ground taking some shots. So
next to pythons.
Exactly, next to Burmese pythons. Yeah. I almost got bit, but no, I'm just joking. But no, I was really.
Yeah, we're only worried about the camera and the lens.
I like the one. Again, 100, 400 focal length is not something I typically use. I stick to like the 35 millimeter, 50, and an 80, like an 85. So it was enjoyable to use. I was able to get really up close to some of the. I think I got this I got a photo of this grasshopper that was, on top of, that was just walking around, and I think I was at the closest focusing distance.
Yeah, I think you told me that.
It threw the background way out, and the image was really sharp. So.
Nice.
And again, it is a lot easier to carry than some of the larger zooms that are on the market. So.
Do you have any tips for pan photography?
Pan.
Like
the pan that you cook with, right?
Not the pan that you cook with.
Or were you saying panoramic?
Are we talking about like for shooting, moving people, birds?
This is coming from the unboxers.
The unboxers.
You guys want to just clarify what kind of photography or what you're shooting? Do you like mirrorless cameras or DSLR better?
Well, I shoot with a mirrorless camera.
And I've switched to a mirrorless too. I did not get rid of my DSLR, but I like walking around with it.
Do I prefer one over the other? I don't know. I've been also using the 1DX Mark II.
Yeah, which is the opposite of a small mirrorless.
And the viewfinder, looking through that camera is, I don't know. I kind of like that over electronic viewfinder, although the A9
viewfinder is
pretty nice. I haven't seen the Leica SL.
No, we have a friend. We have one of our friends that visits at the show, and he's going to bring it to us.
Impressive electronic viewfinder, but in terms of size, it's.
See,
and quality-wise, there's...
The image quality is getting there where you can't tell the difference anymore. People are like, oh my God, no, I can tell a difference right away when something is shot with a DSLR as opposed to a mirrorless. No, it's... And I've always said that the best camera is the one that's with you.
Right. I think there's too much... I think, a lot of time we spend 90% of the time wondering what the best camera is rather than going out and shooting. And going out and shooting is the most important.
And testing them out, yeah.
Testing them out, but I think the type of camera and the lens that that you're using is somewhat important, but the main important thing is like actually going out shooting, learning how your gear works.
Which,
instead of like flipping cameras every.
You know that if you come to the showroom, you have a chance to test out our cameras and
ask
any questions.
That's the one benefit of having
101 expertise.
A physical showroom where you can come in and look at the actual product. Look, if somebody came in either tomorrow or Monday, we'll have one of these. We don't know which one, but one of these will be here, so you'll be able to put it on your camera and take a look and see how it works. So
I'm gonna put this in my pocket right now.
Yeah, exactly. These are not pocket size.
We've got a great space here, so make sure when you get a chance, just come and enjoy Izzy and Adam. Do you rent out any gear?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, that's David. David is commenting
on
there.
David.
I gotta give you a shout out. I'm not sure if you were here from the beginning, but you won our giveaway from the last live stream. So I just want to repeat that. If we don't have one today, but we will maybe next time. We have great giveaways, and we just want to challenge you guys and challenge Izzy and Adam. Very soon, we'll be challenging them too. So David, you have your stuff here waiting for you. Thank you so much for answering correctly, and that was a fun first giveaway. So make sure to message us, or we'll probably be messaging you too, so be on the lookout
so we know where to send it. And no, unfortunately, we're not renting yet. The showroom hasn't been here long enough, and there's other stipulations to get into the rental industry. But who knows, maybe that might be something coming down the pike. But at the moment, we don't offer rental.
Yes. Which one do you prefer, the EVF or OVF?
Okay, so I think we kind of talked about that
Yeah.
before. Personally, I still prefer the optical viewfinder. There are a lot of benefits of the electronic viewfinder. You can see the exposure as
Right
you're
away.
taking it. There's a lot more information inside the viewfinder. But I feel like, using an electronic viewfinder a lot, I get a little bit more eye fatigue on, the electronic viewfinder. But there are obviously some pluses, especially for video shooters. If you're shooting with a camera that has an electronic viewfinder, you can actually have another point of contact when you're shooting. If you don't have a rig and you don't have like a good external monitor to use. But now with the A9, it comes at a certain price point. You have zero blackout, very high refresh rate. But again, that's at somewhere in the $4,500 for a camera, with a viewfinder like that. So right now, me personally, I prefer the OVF. I don't know how you are.
I've gotten used to the electronic viewfinder, and I've been doing this for a long time. I'm old school, and I thought, oh, there's no way I'm going to get used to this. And I've gotten used to it. I mean, I love being able to work in low light situations and still be able to look in a viewfinder right away, as opposed to when I'm working with an optical viewfinder, and if it's pitch black out there, it becomes a lot more difficult to work with focusing, and and I'm not a big person of the LCD. I prefer having something up to my face. I don't like holding the camera like this. So I've gotten used to it. I mean, I thought I couldn't, but I have so far. So, but again, I'm not going to get rid of my DSLRs. I'm going to have to pry those from my cold, dead hands. So it's not like I'm done with DSLRs.
That was. Hopefully, we don't have to do.
Well, let's hope not.
Yeah, stay
We're
with
not
us,
that
Izzy.
extreme, right?
Stay with us.
I want to take a second to give a shout out with you guys, of course, to the people watching from India. It's
Yay.
3 a.m. right now.
3 a.m. and I thought I was an insomniac waiting for the
Gotta feel
6
special, right? Because
Yeah,
they love
absolutely.
you guys.
Oh.
Wow.
People keep saying, I love you. So lots of love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mexico, we've got people from Mexico, Argentina, or
Ooh.
Argentina. Let me see, I'm just scrolling through. I want to make sure that we say hi to everyone saying hello. We've got people saying hello, but not from where. So if you want to go ahead and comment where you're sitting now, watching us from anywhere in the world, that would be amazing. And if you are hearing some weird, like, cars honking and stuff, it's rush hour, so.
It's Miami traffic.
Miami, yeah.
If you come visit us, you're going to know what we're talking about.
Okay, so I have one more question, and
Sure.
make sure to ask your questions. Give your thoughts about the Tamron 70-200 f2.8, please.
The G2 version. Yep, we love it. We love it, we really do. I mean, Adam took it out. He was able to shoot with this for a while. You were able to shoot at 1/30th of a second handheld. They did a fantastic job, and it's available for all you Nikon and Canon shooters, and even Sony with an adapter. So I can't see, I mean, okay, it doesn't have as fast a focusing as some of the original manufacturer versions out there, like the
I think it's
Nikon.
close though, but yeah,
I
it's
can't
also not $2,000.
And up. Some of the OEMs are really pushing that envelope when that price point, where Tamron, come on, it's not a slouch. They've been doing it for a really long time. You have that 5 shutter speed stabilization, so you can handhold this everywhere you go. It's completely weather sealed. They did a great job. Plus, remember, they stand up behind it. You get a 6-year manufacturer's warranty in the US. So I think they're doing a great job, and it's up to the original manufacturers to look at companies like Tamron and Sigma and all the other ones that are out there that are willing to give you incredible
I think there's
products.
some surprises coming before the end of the week. So
Wait a moment, you signed that certificate. What are you doing?
I have no clue what
I
you're
just said
talking about.
surprises. There are
Surprises.
Just in case
gifts,
it's something-
Gifts and surprises.
Yeah,
Nice.
gifts and surprises.
So we're almost at the last stretch. I want to make sure again to thank you guys for joining us today. We'll have a few more questions for Izzy and Adam.
Sure.
I also want to give thanks, if anyone's watching that was here last weekend, we hosted a meetup for the YouTubers in Miami, and that
Yes.
went great, and Izzy and Adam were here. We had breakfast, we had We had a YouTube corner, we had a photo booth set up right here, and I think we had a great time.
Yes,
we
we
were
did.
like 21 of us total, and that's what Goja is all about. We really want to make sure that we're just getting to know you guys and networking with people who have great ideas like Izzy and Adam seem to have.
Great thinkers.
If you're great thinkers like they are, just make sure to join our community and and tell more people about us. I also don't know what that is.
I'm gonna do little bubbles over our heads.
Bubbles. I'm thinking.
Okay, I'm gonna throw some more questions.
Sure.
Best
Go for
Canon
it.
lens for wildlife photography under $1,500.
Under 1,500 best.
Canon.
That would still, I think, to me, be the 100 to 400 from Canon. That's still under 1,500 right now. I think it has an instant rebate that just puts it under the 1,500 mark.
Okay.
And this is their newest version, the 100 to 400 version 2. So they added better stabilization, incredible ergonomics. I mean, they made it so that it's no longer a difficult lens to work with. It's not lightweight, but it's not as heavy as some of the other lenses that are out there.
I have someone saying hi. I guess he's asking me to let you know. Richard?
Hey, Richie.
Hey, Richie.
How you doing?
How you doing? If it's hopefully it's the same Richie we know.
Yep.
This person saying,
It's not
I'm going
Lionel
to buy
Richie.
the next
No.
This guy wants to, or girl, sorry. I'm going to buy my next camera from you guys. I'm waiting for the new A7R III.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you have a lead on something that we don't. I don't know when that'll be coming out, because again, we don't get that information other than all the rumors that are out there.
I think right now with like all the rumor sites, I think a lot of that information kind of gets leaked before we even get information from the manufacturer. So typically, like Izzy and I are scouring like the internet. We're pretty much seeing all the information that's available to everybody. It's bound to happen. All cameras are replaced. Seems like Sony's coming out with a new camera every week. I think what I've been seeing is, probably the first camera to be replaced is going to be the A7 II. But again, this is all speculation. The A9 came out. There might be some technology that goes into that's from the A9 that gets put into the A7. Obviously, there's going to be a price point issue, so we probably won't see everything that's in the A9.
Right.
But again, this is all vaporware right now. We don't know anything. I'd like to say the A7R2, A7R III is going to come out tomorrow, but
and it'll be 8K, but we don't know.
8K. Yeah. I'm going strong.
I'm actually thinking
6K.
Oh yeah, that'll go to voicemail.
Nice.
But you know what? I honestly think they're going to do something in the hybrid line. They still have to do something with the Mark series. So maybe the RX10 or the RX100. Got another question there?
I want to give a shout out to Venezuela. We've got someone from Venezuela watching, which is awesome. Wisconsin, California.
So
Yeah, there we go.
Sweden. Yeah,
Ooh.
and then someone saying they're right next door. I'm not sure what that means.
Maybe they're in the pool place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
in the
next door.
spa.
In the spa.
I'm sitting right next to
They're testing out one of the spas,
Yeah, there we go.
drinking champagne.
Okay, so that's it, I guess, for today. Thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're going to be doing this weekly. Be in the lookout for the next time and day. If this time worked better, by any chance, just make sure to leave us that comment or feedback down below when the video gets posted, so that we make sure to schedule this next week at the same time. David, don't forget to message us so you can get your giveaway prize. And any final thoughts on the Sigma?
Well, we still have this idea of like which one of these is going to stay here. So who knows? Maybe that might be the next giveaway that we do.
Which one's available for viewing?
For viewing, for your viewing pleasure.
For viewing only. Yeah, these are sent by Sigma for us to test out. So, if you are in the area, if you do stop by, hopefully it's in here. But remember, again, these are for us to just to test out, get a feel for them. But we're more than happy to show you them. But again, these are just sample versions of the lens as well. So.
These are not available for sale yet.
Awesome. Thank you guys again for being here, and we'll see you next time. And
happy shooting.
All right,
bye,
take
guys.
care.
And
Peace out.